All right. Do we have audio? Yes, we have audio. Great.
Yes, we have audio. I
Okay.
am not centered though. Hold on a
Okay.
sec.
There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Welcome to the Hinge Games live stream, a special edition. Our game is out. We were supposed to be out yesterday, but there were some problems with our build, some stability stuff that we're going to be working on in the future, but shouldn't affect most people, or it's something that people can avoid. And then we can also talk about what we're doing next.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess let's start off with that. New game or games out. We got a new launch trailer and everything like that. It's pretty cool. You can check it out on YouTube and it's on our Steam page. And the big issue we were having is people were having problems connecting to multiplayer games, like online multiplayer specifically. So we turned that off on our Steam page. We're working on it, but it's not going to be a lot of it. It can be problematic. We've had trouble replicating it. Like I just tried it this morning, running a game off of on my laptop connected to the internet via my phone, and it seemed okay. I was able to connect multiple times and move around and stuff. It seemed not bad, but
Yep.
we're gonna have to track down exactly what's causing all those issues,
Mhm.
and hopefully fix it. But in the meantime, like you can still play single player, you can still play local co-op, you can use Steam's remote play together if you want to play with friends, and you can still build stuff with dungeons and upload stuff. So, uh,
Yep. I think the big thing to take away though is that we're also new at this, or like
yeah,
first time we actually launched a game. First time we're
yeah.
into this, so
Well,
we're learning a lot as we go.
yeah, first
This is
time
a
launching a
new
game
experience.
ourselves, like usually Jacques
Yeah.
and I are like, by the time the game launches, we're working on another game because there's a whole other department, EA or IOS or Ubisoft that take care of all that stuff. So this
Yeah.
is like, yeah, a bit of a learning process for us, but so far pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, watched stream last night, fixed a bunch of bugs, a bunch of balancing bugs. There were some bugs with the difficulty. I noticed it wasn't getting much easier when you switch from normal to easy. So and there was stuff in there that wasn't functioning properly. Like the characters, they're supposed to attack less frequently. Like they're supposed to pause in between each attack, and then depending on the difficulty level, they'll pause for longer, or they might pause for a very short period of time before they do another attack. And it wasn't changing; they were just attacking as fast as possible all the time. So
Yeah.
there
One of the
was,
Twitch streamers had a bit
yeah,
of a difficulty issue.
yeah. But found a decent number of bugs and fixed a bunch of stuff, and that's all in now. And then I broke some
Ooh,
stuff, but then I fixed it, I think, before anybody noticed. So hopefully we're good.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
And
technically, I'm working on a contract today, so I haven't been able to spend as much time as I wanted to today. That's one of the things about our development is like we're bouncing back and forth between contract work, and so like I have generally two other contracts going on right now, or at a time. So having
mhm.
to not being able to focus as much as on this game as I can. Uh, so but we'll be working on everything as soon as I got the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the big thing that we had worked on over the past week was finishing Neath
Hmm.
and putting her in the trailer and working on a trailer.
Yep. Yeah. Getting Neith ready for the trailer and the game. She's in the
Yeah.
game now. It's
Yeah.
great.
So it was pretty big undertaking. Like, and it's funny because like there's a lot of I don't know if I should bring this up just because but it is sort of something. It's like the way we've sort of brought the game up to this point is not really the traditional way of doing it. Like we did this pretty much without funding up front, without a publisher, without we were market traditional marketing, like all these things. Like it was just kind of the two of us. Like everything was kind of just being relied on to like
Yeah.
the two of us for doing the bulk of it. Although Julian's been doing a lot with our with
Helping out
help
with
with
QA
the Twitch
and
stream,
finding Twitch streamers.
yeah,
Yeah.
and helping the Twitch streams going and things like that, getting other streamers being able to getting in front of other streamers, and it's been just like I said, a very shocking learning experience for a lot of it. Hoping to be able to take it forward, but the thing is that what we kind of decided was we needed a starting point somewhere, and because this isn't like one of those games where you launch and then you're done and you walk away from it to see how it goes. It's actually because it's largely based on user generated content that we figure the longer this is kind of available for people to make new content with, the stronger it becomes, and like it'll pick up steam over time. So that's kind of our strategy behind all of it. It's not like we'll probably end up be doing a lot of support for that and the demo, I'd imagine, while we continue to work on our campaign. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Like that's the thing is because I'm sure players will find bugs and give feedbacks on like stuff that we just sort of got used to over the course of us working on the game. And then it's like, oh yeah, that
mhm,
makes sense. We should probably change that up. And
yeah,
but there's also stuff we have to balance. Like there's a few things that came back is like you guys should add this feature, and like one of them was like more character customization stuff. And we don't have the budget for that right now. We gotta.
hmm,
It's what Jock said. Like, oh yeah, we're not doing things the normal way. A lot of it is like, oh, people telling us, we need to do X, Y, and Z, and it's just we don't have the budget for it. So we're just kind of working within the constraints that we have.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, the other thing I would say is regarding the character customization is it's robust enough for now
Mhm.
because I think that once we get the actual items in the game, you'll actually see your character change. Like once you get the heavy armor, you'll have different armor, and you get different
Mhm.
items throughout the game. You'll constantly be changing. Once you get a helmet, maybe you'd prefer the helmet over looking at your hairstyle. So it's like maybe give it a bit of time in development before we revisit the idea of having customization back in there. So
Mhm. Well,
and
we're not going to remove customization or revisit the
yeah,
idea. We'll revisit how much we want to add to it,
yeah,
but we're not going to remove it entirely or anything like that.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's just having a lot of experience with character creators. We could have teams of like 100 artists working on it for 4 years, and when the game comes out with thousands of pieces of content, a lot of people will still be very unhappy that they we didn't have the exact thing they wanted. So uh, there is a balance between how much you can do and how much what we can do within kind of the constraints and the time that we have. Just the better way for me to kind of thing is I'm not sure how much it should be forward facing, but because this is a dev stream, it's like how much um, it's like, do you want to add 10 shirts at the cost of like five finished characters? Because that's kind of the trade-off. Do you really want
Yeah,
to
or
add
like, do we want to have a
10
boss fight,
hairstyles
or
or
yeah, do we want to have a boss fight, or do we want to have like five more hairstyles? Like,
yeah. So it's a weird way of looking at it, but that really is kind of the trade-off.
mhm.
Yeah. But we'll hopefully find a nice balance. I think we'll get to a
Oh,
point
for
where
sure.
people are happy. I think my impression is like our character creator is a cross between like it's more like a character selector in a lot of ways. It's like what it's pretty much what you get out of Smash Brothers or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it's closer to Smash Brothers than like an RPG, a full-on
yeah,
RPG kind of thing,
yeah.
right?
Like we're not getting Mass
Or
Effect
even
or Bethesda in there, right?
yeah, yeah, or even like, cause like even if you compare it to like Animal Crossing or like the Wii U kind of guys and
Mhm.
stuff like that, or the Mii's,
Yeah,
they're like they have more options than we do. And it's like
yeah.
and it's mostly like because the way everything in our game is designed, it's all around four-player co-op, and it's
Mhm.
streamlining a lot of those experiences
Yeah.
so that when you and three of your friends are sitting on the couch, you're not one person isn't sitting there waiting while everybody else is humming and hawing about like what kind of hairstyle they want, what exact
Mhm.
skin tone, what kind of hair, and it's like, oh well, we'd rather limit the options to get people through that as fast as possible,
Yeah.
especially considered like the way the game works and stuff like that. Like as you upgrade your armor, a lot of that stuff's gonna change. You get a helmet, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Might not even you can turn on and off the helmet, but you might not even see your hair and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not like we have cinematics like a Bioware game or anything like that, where it's like, oh, you're constantly looking at your character's face when they say those lines of dialogue. It's like you're pretty
Yeah.
much restricted to the top-down view all the time.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, it's we'll do with what we've got, and yeah, we'll see. So the good news is that the game's out, so now we can actually start sort of working on supporting it, I guess, which is kind of the
Yeah,
position we
yeah.
sort of wanted to be in. So that's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice start.
We'll be polishing stuff, fixing bugs, things like that,
Mhm.
making sure it's balanced and fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's again going back to things. I need to have the time. So working on some other stuff right now, some other contract work, some other jobs, and but as soon as I have time to get back to it, it's like really want to focus on network multiplayer so everybody can play online, go up together if they want. But like a great example, one of Jacques' friends yesterday was playing it with his kid, the demo.
Hmm.
Yeah. So just local co-op works great.
Yeah, local co-op works really, really well. I'm getting good reception from that already, which is nice.
Hmm.
And yeah, the other thing was I realized that throughout the course of this kind of development is like being not being a marketing person is I'm really bad at describing this game. Like it's fun. I don't exactly know how to verbalize why. But the thing was is I realized that a lot of the things that I like about the game are not necessarily the things that other people really like about it. Uh, which
Yeah.
makes it even harder.
Yeah, I
People, what's the game
suppose.
about? I'm like, it's like an action RPG, and then they'll start, oh, like Diablo. It's like, well, it's nothing like Diablo. It's kind of more like
Uh,
Zelda. Oh, it's Zelda. No, no, it's not
uh,
Zelda. And
yeah.
it's yeah,
That's what I because like a lot of like the biggest point of comparison I think that we've been using internally and Julian's been using on a lot of streams is like it's kind of like a Zelda maker, but the thing is
yeah,
it kind of evolved so much like it didn't start out like being inspired by Zelda necessarily. It was more dual stick shooters like well even that like Super Smash TV is like pre dual
mhm,
stick shooters, but like Geometry Wars and stuff like that, and just having this fluid combat, and then just sort of evolving in all this other stuff with like the melee system and the combo system or the special attack system, and then like all the interactable stuff you can do with the environment, making puzzles out of physics objects and things like that. It's really it's like those are valid points of comparison, and it's they're definitely sources of inspiration for us, but
yeah,
like when you say those things, people start drawing certain images in their head
yeah.
and imagining the game in their head, and it's not enough like either of those. And then I say Geometry Wars, and it's like you look at our game and you're like, what's Geometry Wars? Like
Yeah.
it's so it's very much our own thing, which is I'm
Yeah,
really happy about.
yeah. The other thing I noticed that when I talk to a lot of artists, they say, "Hey, what's the art style?"
Mm.
And uh, I hated to almost bring up something because they would be immediately say, "Oh, so it's like this," and it'd be like, "No, it's nothing like that." And like I think we were at the time we were working on our like the Asgardian level. They're like, "Oh, so you're pretty much making a like a an Asgardian game." It's like, "No, it's
Oh,
one world." And just like I'd show them a screenshot. It's like, "Well, that's not actually in the actual old Norway." It's like,
right.
"Yeah, it's not meant to be.
Mm.
It's meant to be kind of inspired by." And then like it's just I realized at some point one of the things that I'm really, really poor at is describing what it is we're doing. So that's why I'm really kind of happy the demo's out. So people can now play it and be like, okay, well, this is what it's about. It's not necessarily it's not like I think we even just jumped into chat with was it Masao before who said it was a roguelike?
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe.
no, it's not.
It's kind of that's and one of the streamers said that too because like what we have of the stream is kind of like a roguelike where you because your character levels up but you all you can play is procedural dungeons right now. You have a massive campaign with boss fights and story and everything like that, but it's
Yeah.
not where this early access is almost like a roguelike because you just go into the dungeon, you defeat the dungeon, you get a treasure at the end, some nice piece of equipment, teleport out, you can reset the dungeon and then play it
Mhm.
again, or you can
Yeah.
use player made dungeons. But yeah,
I
it
guess
is.
the demo would kind of be a
Yeah,
roguelike.
the demos have
I
been
never thought of
kind
it
of
like that though.
yeah, but yeah, our full campaign is going to be yeah, tons of stuff.
Yeah. I thought it was actually closer to Bastion, but it's nothing like Bastion, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
That's kind of always what I
yeah.
thought it was going to be closer to. So,
Mhm.
anyways, very, very bad at describing it. If you guys are interested, go play it. So
Go
it's
play it. Yeah, free demo.
yeah.
Costs you nothing to play. I
Mhm.
do you can check out the trailers too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, I'm kind of glad. Yeah, that's out of the way. So over the last week, there was a lot of things I realized that I was working on that I want to fix in the game. and
Mhm.
things that I didn't necessarily get around to that I want to get in the demo, but I didn't get around to in time. The nice thing is I can still work on those things, and we'll keep pushing them post early access launch.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll have regular updates where, like, not just on stream, but like we'll update the game, and when Jacques finishes something, we'll make sure to test
Yeah,
it pretty well first, but we'll push it out, and everybody will get it within
yeah,
a week or two after it's done.
yeah. Mhm. So yeah, we do have a plan post launch,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it'll be good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Loads of things to work on, and we'll be doing regular updates to
Yeah.
fix stuff and things like that,
Mhm.
and
So as
maybe add features down the line. Like right now, we're really just laser focused on stabilization and stuff like that,
yeah,
and maybe a bit of balancing. Like if things become ridiculously hard or something like that,
yeah.
that we might do some balancing stuff. But
Mhm.
mostly focusing on stabilization. Further down the line, we'll be adding features and things like that too.
Mhm. We have anyway, we're going to start working on, I guess, on a more concise roadmap so
Mm-hmm.
people will know what to kind of expect with early access.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll start publishing these things pretty soon as well. I guess after, well, I'm off next week, so probably before
Yeah.
then or after
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, well, we have plans for a lot of things we want to do, but we're
Yeah.
definitely like keeping our listening to the community and stuff like that, and seeing what
Mhm.
people, if there's any points of frustration or things that are really bothering people, we can shift priorities and things like that. But
Mhm.
we do have a few things we're planning on getting to for our the next year, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nope.
yeah, what else?
Big relief that it's out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, glad it's finally out. What was it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a few things. Did you want to go over anything specific you're going to be working on next, Chuck?
Well, currently, hey, who's Ghost? Hi, Ghost 98.
You guys, not yet. Yeah, hype for
Well,
launch.
yep, just in time for the launch of our game. Yeah, well, we can actually put it in the description now, the Steam store
Oh, cool.
of the Twitch stream. Yeah. So anyway, what I worked on, I guess, prior to last last update was I guess I finished Neath. I
Hmm.
don't know if I did that in the last. I had her textured and skinned and ready to go, or
Hmm.
did I?
Yeah,
I can't
well,
even remember.
I don't think we had it because now she's in the game. Did you want to share? Do you have a screen you want to share?
Yeah, there I am. Load. Am I sharing my screen right now? Yeah. All right. So where are we? Here, let's play from here. That's 11. Walk inside the dungeon, and there she is in the game. Oh, and I have the old lighting set up that I am going to have to No, no, that's the right lighting. So there she is in the game. She runs the ability store. So if you ever want to respec your character, this is where you come. What am I doing all in health? Let's respec her. Right. I had to skip some points. Let's get some damage going on. Let's get some stamina going on. Let's get some health going on. There we go. Keep it real. And yep, so that's where she was at. I didn't realize she was so backlit, but that's okay. She stands out a bit. Am I backlit here? No, I guess not. Huh. Oh, interesting. Might have to revisit the lighting there, but looks good in the ability screen. And I think I also did some stuff with the field of view because I think this is the where it jumps to I think 70 or 60 rather than stay at the 90. Yeah, doesn't seem to break anything. So mhm. Yeah, cool. And what else did I do? I think I added the dungeon lighting varieties, but or we both did. So depending on how when you enter a dungeon, it's not just the teal and orange anymore. Now it's here. We got something new. Yeah, yeah. So now it's orange and teal. I'm inverted. All right. Mm-hmm. The combat room? No, puzzle room. Oh, this one, bane of my existence. Oh, it's so bad. Uh-oh. Let's kill these guys in the back slowly. Need some. Oh, that's right, because they have shells. I realize I'm just showcasing a bunch of skills that the player doesn't have. Anyway, yeah, so different lighting. We have a whole bunch of different ones right now. Not sure what we'll get for the when we'll allow the players to manipulate that for the puzzle dungeon builder, but I'm guessing it's gonna come eventually at some point. Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. So funny enough, the priority I have right now is getting this workbench updated. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I might have checked in a light version of this thing, this material. Uh, yeah, the dungeon tile. The market tile. I think it is. I think I might have checked in a light version I did for another level. Uh, I thought I made an instance of it and made a where is it? Yeah, I think I lightened it, but I thought I lightened it in the instance, but I think I might have lightened the original one. Yeah, that looks a bit lighter, quite a bit lighter. Floor, market trim. Yeah, I think that was it. That's my issue. I made an instance, but then it was the base material that was wide. So I'll fix that. Yeah. Where's it? Here we go. Market trim. And come on.
There we go. Hey, there we are. I had us hidden.
So yeah, I'll darken it back to the way it should be. It's not game breaking or anything, just slight
Yeah.
visual annoyance, I guess.
Yeah. When I say like I'll be the one focused on stabilization for the most part, Jack's an artist, so he's gonna be mostly focused on just making the game look better.
Yeah. I'll do a pass on the effects, like a few effects I want to do, and the turtle. There's like all these things that I meant to get to for the demo, but because nothing was really great game breaking, I could get to it after.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, escalator. I don't need that. Cool, cool. And I think yeah, that's it. I'm working on this right now. I have to make it kind of look a bit more Art Nouveau-ish because I think we'll be throwing it in the actual game. So it's going to be kind of like a table shaped like this with giant chunky circular legs. I think it's going to kind of wave a bit,
Mhm.
but also still look like a workbench and not like a flimsy table. So I got to do something trying to make this look sturdy.
Yeah. Well, 'cause, like,
And
if you want it to look like a workbench, I think the easiest way is probably a bunch of like little tools on it, like
yeah,
a sheet,
so
a
a bunch of
protractor, a hammer, little things like that.
yeah, probably a hammer. Hammer's the easy one because it
Mhm.
kind of transcends a lot of cultures and whatever. Then we'll have like yeah, we'll figure it out. Throw some
Yeah.
props on there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then big
Yeah.
sturdy-ish thing, and we're gonna reuse this table elsewhere in the game in our game hub, which you saw in the trailer briefly. So
Yeah.
the only thing I would say is that hub does exist, but we're rather than litter it with a lot of the kind of abandoned market stuff, I have to litter it with kind of more of the more suitable for the style of that level
Yeah.
stuff, like
Well,
items.
like, do you, because you could show off the some of the art that Dave did, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's in the It's in the
Or
trailer, I
Mike.
think.
Was it Dave or Mike?
What is it?
Who did the art for Dreams Reach, the concept art? It was
Oh, Mike, right.
Mike. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that was from earlier, but it
yeah.
was
But basically, because we didn't have time to model a lot of that stuff, that's why Dreams Reach isn't in the thing. But we
mm,
have a lot of sort of special meshes in there, and like really cool looking buildings that we're gonna fill it with, but they're just none of them are finished right now. So
yeah, concepts, environments, doing. Yeah, here they are. So we have like our armory, and we've got our ship. This is really cool. Can't wait to get to making that. Yep, this is our where Inanna is.
yeah, library.
Homes. Yeah, and this is going to be our future training hall.
Hmm.
So yeah, all the stuff we're planning on getting eventually. I think the dojo is probably gonna be one of the other things. Is like I was gonna do it in this, but just because of the time, I decided to kind of reuse a tile set that's gonna be in World 3. So this is gonna be our World 3 tile set. I just kind of hacked together a dojo using it. But yeah, it's supposed to look more like this when I get around to it. Much more swirling shapes and yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
less because it kind of looks like a well, because you can't see it from like the perspective that you usually do in the level editor. It's very top down. But what we have in there looks almost like a fort or like a tower that you'd see along a wall or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely it. And it's like I think this tile set's supposed to be like a fort.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't get around to that.
Hmm.
We will though.
Oh yeah.
It's all in the works.
Hmm.
Mhm. For some reason there's this shadow. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know.
So so I guess one thing to kind of mention is if anyone has any questions or whatever, just like we'll be on this stream usually starting in August, I think.
Mhm.
Every August on Monday nights, if you guys want to come in and
Yeah.
ask
Well,
questions
I
or
we'll try to do a few throughout the course of July. Like I'll still be on next
yeah,
week probably. Jock will be off because he's on vacation. Then I'm gonna head on vacation, but I might still be able to make some of those,
yeah,
and we'll make it work. We'll still try and do regular Monday night streams.
yeah, we'll try to do regular Monday night streams. So if you guys want to join in and if you guys want to have any questions or just kind of see the state of what we're working on of the what's coming next in the next builds, just yeah, feel free to join.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, and that's really about it. Don't have a whole lot else to share because everything I worked on is in the trailer, and the trailer's out.
Yeah. Yeah. That was our third trailer in 2 weeks. It was a lot of work doing trailers over the last few
Yeah.
weeks.
Hmm.
Lots of capturing footage. Got really good at capturing footage. We actually captured some multiplayer footage. If you've watched some of our previous streams, I've explained like I've had to hold multiple controllers at the same time
Yeah.
to try and catch like two or four players playing at the same time. But we actually did some multiplayer stuff and we're capturing.
Mhm. Another
Jacques
thing
is
is
one
like
character, me is the other. Like actually playing.
yeah.
Got some of that
So
footage for the
another thing
trailer.
that we had to remove we had to remove that our online co-op wasn't working,
Yeah.
but it was working for us locally. But just for
Hmm.
the because we couldn't exactly replicate the issues. If
Yeah.
anyone else
I've
has
mentioned that already.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a post on our like Steam discussion page and stuff like that about it. Like, if you have any issue or it's going to be rough for a bit, we're going to be trying to track stuff down. If you're having crashes, the one way to work around it is to use the Steam remote play with friends. Yeah, and then we'll be focusing on that stabilizing that over the next week or two, hopefully.
Yep. Sounds good.
Mhm.
And yeah, I guess should we call it the end of the stream because I think
Yeah,
we're out of
out of
talk
gas.
about.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta get back to my other job.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day,
All right.
everybody. Happy lunch day.